It's Christmas Eve, and Dr. Nicole Jasper is trying to keep her staff in the holiday spirit.
Hi, guys. I've got cookies.
It's really hard to work on Christmas Eve because obviously everybody would rather be at home with their family. So when I'm working, especially on Christmas Eve, it's important to me that the staff realize that we're there to do something important, but that we also have fun.
Brought this from home. Felt like something was missing.
Guardian angel. Nice touch.
Yeah, inspired by my daughter. When I told her I'd have to work Christmas, she said, that's okay, because I know you'll be a guardian angel for all those people.
Aww.
No, so sweet.
EMS1, EMS1.
Go ahead, EMS1.
We are rolling hot with a 30-year-old male burn victim. Injuries are extensive.
He sounded pretty intense and pretty stressed, and just based on that, I knew that the patient was very ill.
BP is 90/68. SATs are 96%.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jasper. Can you tell me your name?
Chase.
Hi, Chase. What happened? How did you burn yourself?
The water heater at my folks' house was on the fritz. Tried to relight the pilot and bam, thing just caught fire.
Wife called 911, but he was totally engulfed by then.
Oh, geez. Instead of doing what we were always taught from 3 years old, stop, drop, and roll, he tried to run to his family to let them know that he was on fire.
That is the absolute worst thing that you can do.
You mentioned a wife. Is she here yet?
Whole family was gonna follow behind us, but it's real bad out there.
Really?
I wouldn't count on them getting here quickly.
Okay, thanks. Sorry. Can we get this blanket off of him, please? And that's when I actually gasped.
Most of the patient's shirt had actually burned away, and some of it had actually burned into his skin. This patient had about 40% of his body covered with third-degree burns. I had never seen a patient with this many burns on his body.
Is it bad?
Your burns are severe. It looks like it got you pretty good. Third-degree burns are the deepest burns, and they burn through several layers of your skin, and they actually burn through the nerve endings.
So in those areas, he did not feel any pain.
It doesn't hurt too much. A little uncomfortable is all.
Let's go ahead and start a second large bore IV. I want a saline bolus right away, okay? Your skin is actually a regulator of moisture for your body, and it holds in moisture. Well, with all of that skin being burned, there was no moisture left in that skin that existed, and it was starting to harden. It began to look like leather, literally in front of you. So when you touched it, it didn't feel soft or pliable like skin usually does. It had this hard consistency. And I knew based on that I was working against time.
That sounded 94.
Eventually, that skin would continue to constrict and tighten like leather to the point where it was almost gonna be like a vice grip on his chest. Let's go ahead and turn his oxygen up. He would not be able to breathe. We're gonna have to do something quickly to save this man's life.
It's Christmas Eve, and Dr. Nicole Jasper has a patient with third-degree burns on 40% of his body. It's a potentially fatal injury, and she has no experience treating anything like it.
How are you feeling, Chase? Are you breathing okay?
I'm okay. The same?
Okay. If anything changes even a little bit, I want you to let me know right away, okay? I knew that if anything began to change, that I was going to have to put a breathing tube down his throat.
My wife, is she here yet?
Not yet, but we'll bring her right back as soon as she arrives, I promise, okay? It was important to me that that patient had as much time to interact with his family as possible.
Because I didn't even know if he was going to make it.
And so for me, that was really the thing that was delaying me intubating him. Let's keep him well hydrated. If his SATs drop below 90, let me know right away, okay?
Nice hat. No, it's okay. Leave it on, man. It's Christmas. I gotta get me one of those. My little boy would love it.
I knew that intubating him was still only going to be a temporary fix, because with all the burns that he had on his chest, there was still a good chance that his chest wall would not be able to expand, which means that he still wouldn't be able to breathe. His burns were so severe, we knew that we could not take care of them at my facility. The problem was that the closest burn facility was over 200 miles away.
Tisa, can you call the flight team for me, please? I couldn't fly him anywhere because of the inclement weather. And 200 miles with icy roads was going to take several hours, and I knew that the patient just would not survive. I need a burn specialist immediately.
So in town, there's a small outpatient burn clinic. And at that burn clinic, there's a burn specialist.
Hi, this is Dr. Jasper. He just flew out of town for the holidays. So here I am, hoping that I was going to get some sort of help, and my hope was just burst because there was no one here to help me.
So I was totally grasping at straws for anything that the nurse could do to help me.
Pictures. Good idea. I'll call you right back. Thank you. Let's go take some pictures of those burns. She asked me to go ahead and take some pictures and send it to her so she could have an idea of what it was that we were working with. All right. Sent.
Got him.
Okay.
Wow. Dr. Jasper, you need to cauterize his burns right away.
Cauterize? I did not want to hear her say that. Cauterizing the burns means that I was going to have to take an electrical knife and cut through this patient's skin in order to prevent him from not being able to breathe. There's nothing here. Really? I could not find anything, other than just regular cautery during surgery. I could not see a burn victim being cauterized. And so now I was gonna be completely dependent on working through somebody else's experience and putting it to work through my hands.
This is all I could find.
That's it? Yeah. Useless. And don't get me wrong, I love doing procedures. Emergency medicine physicians, we live for the opportunity to do new stuff that we've never done before, because we're adrenaline junkies. We can't help it.
My family here yet?
Not yet, Chase. I'll let you know, I promise.
Stats down to 91. Do you want to intubate?
Not yet. Yvonne, stay here for me. Keep an eye on him, okay?
But this was different. This was a matter of life or death. And the thing that made it different was because I'd never seen it done before.
Burn center.
Is there any way that you can come and assist me with this procedure? I'm begging.
I would. I would. But I don't have privileges at your hospital.
Could you just come anyway for moral support?
Sure. Okay. Leaving now.
Great. Thank you. She was gonna come, she was gonna do her best to help me, but she could not touch the patient in any way, so this was going to be all on me.
Dr. Jasper's patient's burns are so severe that it's only a matter of time before his contracting skin prevents him from breathing. To keep him alive, she must do a procedure she has never done before
There's nothing here.
and never even seen.
I'm waiting for the burn nurse to arrive, but then my patient's family shows up. Now I have to change my focus and focus on them and what they need from me.
Excuse me. Charlie, don't put that down. Charlie, put it down. Charlie, I'm so sorry. I tried to get a babysitter, but on Christmas Eve, forget it.
It's okay, it's okay. I'm gonna take you to go see him, okay? All right, let's go this way. You know what? You might wanna leave your son outside.
Here, I'll take him.
Ready? Yeah, all right, let's go. They come in and they can't see how horrific his injuries are because he's covered up with the blanket warmers.
Hey, buddy. Your dad's a real dolt, huh? Believe I landed me here in the hospital on Christmas?
I can tell at this point that the patient's really starting to struggle, but he is putting on such a brave face for his family.
Doctor, his stats just dropped to 90.
All right, it's time. I was waiting to intubate the patient until he had a chance to spend some time with his family, but my window of opportunity was quickly closing.
It's okay. You can kiss him. Go ahead.
Goodbye, sweetheart. I love you.
I'm watching them give the patient hugs and kisses, and I'm really, really hoping that this is not the last time that they will see him alive.
Let's intubate now.
I intubated him, but we need to cauterize those burns as soon as possible, and I need that burn nurse here immediately.
Arlene is here?
Thank God you're here. Thank you so much for coming. I was gonna be depending on her doing something that I'd never done before.
Just remember, I can't touch him, so you're just going to have to follow my directions.
I understand.
Now, start lower under the armpit.
I began to make incisions
Steady.
with the cautery along the edge of the patient's chest wall.
Straight line.
And as soon as the cautery went to his skin, the skin just split open.
You're doing fine. You want to take that incision a little lower.
It was actually psychologically pretty challenging to be doing this to someone's body. To cauterize their body, basically you're filleting open their entire body.
Dr. Jasper, are you all right?
I was really surprised that I was having such a hard time with this.
Dr. Jasper is cauterizing her burned patient's contracting skin to allow his chest to expand so he doesn't suffocate. It's a difficult procedure for her and her staff, physically and emotionally.
I just kept on reminding myself that this is something that I had to do. Okay, let's get some saline and cover it with gauze. We had released that tightening, leathery vice grip on his chest.
This had taken forever. I'd struggled with the sounds, the smells, the sights, and I was just completely relieved that this part was done.
We'd done everything that we could do for the patient. Thanks for all your help, guys. Great job. Thank you.
But he was still very, very ill, and we needed to get him to a burn center.
And with this inclement weather, that was unfortunately a variable that was out of my control. Any chance at all you can get out here? They would continue to watch the weather streams, and if anything changed, that they would call us right away, and they would get there as quickly as they could. Yes. Thank you so much for coming.
Of course. Good luck, Dr. Jasper. He'll be in my Christmas prayers.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. I had the family come back in.
We love you, sweetheart.
It was important to me that that patient had as much time with his family as possible.
Shall we say a little prayer for Daddy? Doctor, will you join us?
Of course. I was praying, God, please clear those clouds, clear that icy rain so my helicopter can come through so I can please get this man to this burn unit.
Dr. Jasper's snowbound Christmas Eve prayer is for a helicopter to pick up her severely burned patient, Stat.
You know what? God hears prayers every single day.
Excuse me.
Because within a few minutes, we actually got a call from the flight team. Dr. Jasper. Saying that one of the systems had lifted enough so that they were able to fly and they would be here within 20 minutes.
We're good to go.
Oh. That was the best Christmas gift I got that year.
The prognosis for this patient was difficult to know. He had some really severe injuries.
Will he be all right? He's got all of you looking over him. He's a very lucky guy.
But he was a trooper, and he had his family standing behind him.